What's up, guys? Today we're making jack plates for your Catalina 27 or 30. So check this video out. What's going on, my people? 2024 and a whole new season. I'm going to be keeping this season going as long as I possibly can. I've got so many different things going on and so many different boat projects that I cannot wait to bring you videos on. If there's something that you're looking to do or need help with a project, I implore you to reach out. Facebook or Instagram, I will respond. This year, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with the kids. We're going to be doing a lot of boat projects with the kids, but we're also going to be traveling with the boat. We're going to be playing with the new high field. We're going to be exploring all new sorts of places, but at the end of it all, we're going to be doing what we do best, which is the projects. So, boat drinks for everyone, and cheers to you and the water. What is going on, my people? Sorry I haven't really been posting much. A lot going on. Let's see, how's this? Yeah, so you are now in my filthy garage, and I'm going to be making a jack plate for someone who's replacing one on their Catalina 30. This will fit the 27 to 30. I believe other models too, but those are the ones that I'm very familiar with. If you have any questions about this, you can always reach out to me. I will say this. I'm going to be making it. I'm going to show you how to make it. I don't care that I'm going to show you how to make it. Because if you have the means, you know me. I'm always about, doing this stuff on your own. I will say, though, if you're not a welder, you might want to consider not doing this. And if you don't have, let me tap this, boop it. If you don't have the means available to you, like the tools, just so you understand, when I put these together, this is a sample one. And I will show, well, it doesn't really matter. So this is a sample. If you don't know how to weld, this is very difficult. Now, if you're going to say, oh, I'll just buy the pieces and bring it to a welder, to put this together, even though this is just a couple of welds, guarantee you're going to spend, at a minimum, probably like $150 to $200, depending where you are, just to have a welder touch it. It's kind of like when you have a plumber come to your house, you're spending that money. If you don't have the tools to build this, right? The welder I use costs like roughly $2,000, and then I have saws to make sure that we cut the metal perfect. Ooh, it's just dropping stuff. So you're going to need a saw, you're going to need stock. You can't really just go out and buy these plates. You have to buy a whole piece. So really, like, I'm not trying to sell these to you, but it's much more economical for me to sell it to you at $200 than for you to try to make one, unless you have a shop and you have all this stuff. So let's just start real quick. I'm going to be using, I'm running kind of low on steel. I'm going to be using some flat stock steel. And how I do this is I measure it out, but we're going to show you the whole process real quick. So let's get started on this. All right, what you need to make this. You're going to need your threaded rod. I use 3/4, and it's not rod, it's actually a bolt. This one is, like I said, she's about 6.5 inches long. You're going to need 2 nuts, and you're going to need one of these. Now, this is just a threaded rod coupler. It will not, you have to hollow it. So how I hollow is I use this bit. This bit you can pick up at Granger. It's roughly, I don't know, I think it's like $60. Without this, you got to use a step bit, and oh my God, is that very tough. As difficult as can be. So I use one of these. Like I said, our two nuts and our threaded rod bolt, or just a bolt. Got two nuts. I like to leave these on during the welding process, and I'll show you why in a little bit. Welding this steel can be, let me boop you, can be a bit tough, especially just to keep everything running. You can, level, so to speak. You can do all sorts of different sizes, like I said, I do with custom orders. So, first thing I'm going to do, let's just change this angle so you can see. Can we see? Yes, we can see. Okay, so I'm going to come here, and I'm going to mark where's my paint pen? 3-inch. All right, so I'm going 3 inches. And it's kind of crucial that you have a paint pen, people. We got to make 2 of these cuts. I'm going to take my square, and I pray I don't mess this up. And I don't mean this, I mean filming, because I am paying attention. Okay, we're going to mark that. And now I need an M18 battery. Here we go. Oh, she's pretty low. But we'll get enough to make 2 cuts. Let's see, are you still on me? Okay, can you see over here? Sorry if I messed this portion up, guys. It is what it is. Ooh, I did mess that up. Okay. There's one. Good. Whew. Fingers went numb from that. All right, I'm just going to repeat that process. This is weird. My fingers just went numb. Two cut. I'm going to put this over here for the next one. Oop, I want that on that. Okay. And there we go. So now we have our 2 3-inch plates. All right. So the next really crucial step, there's little metal flakes, is if you can see there's some letters right here. That needs to come off in order to keep this flat. So I use my little grinder here. Okay, that seems silly, but it's really important. Next, we need to get these all loaded up. Also, I just found a burr on here, so I don't like leaving burrs. Someone's catched their finger. And yeah, I should probably have some safety glasses on, but don't tell me to live my life, people. I totally did something weird to my thumb right there. Alright, I don't know how this video is going to come out, but I know that this is 3 inches, right? So I'm going to put a dot right there, and then I'm going to come across to this 3-inch, and I'm going to put a dot right there. Right, so at 1.5 inch intervals, and I now know that is my center. We need to have it centered. Honestly, if you buy one of these, or if you make one, you're going to wind up trimming it anyhow, to your liking. My first one wound up going out at 4, and I now sell them at 3. Hopefully that'll slide right in for you, but if you have to trim, you have to trim. Okay, now we know that we have our 2 plates. This will be going here. Now we'll measure as well right before we weld it. And this will be going there, and again we measure as well before we do it. I like to build this plate first, and how I do that would be I come across, I measure, we're at 1 inch there and 1 inch there, across, just even. That's pretty darn even. And now, just because I know I have it and I don't want to have to keep measuring, especially if I like tap it over, I'll just grab it, write a line there, a line there, a line there, and a line there. So now I know I'm even. Next, we need to use our level. Where's my magnetic one? Ah. So we're going to use a level. We're going to go ahead and put it on there. I like to measure My table is a little off already, so, but that's good. I know that my table is off, but I can fix that real quick. Should have fixed it. Yep, she's fixed now. So, she's still off. Sorry guys, this is the problem with filming. There we go. What is this? Oh. Now she's level. Perfect. Okay. So I just look at my bubble. We're good. Excellent. And now comes the magnets, right? Very important here. So get her back to where I want her. And this is why I keep my nuts on, because I can't weld this without a magnet holding it. We need the magnet to hold. Probably speed this portion up anyhow. One. Where's my other magnets, people? We'll just do this. Okay. So, see what I did here? We want to keep it level. I'm going to tap this so I can see. So I use the magnets to hold it in place. Damn filming! Oh man. Alright. I'm not paying attention to you guys anymore. I am now just getting this done. Little pro tip if you are trying to do this. I assume that you know this, obviously, because if you're doing this, you might be a welder. Heat up the metal. Stops warping. Just a little bit is all you need to do. Alright, let me get my welder set here. Alright. So, I'm not going to get into voltages and anything like that. I'm just going to get ready here. So we're grounded. I'm using 35 wire, 0.35 wire. Welder sounds awfully loud today. Clean that tip. I use tip gel. Okay. So, and I think you're crazy if you're trying to do this on your own, but hey, that's just me. Move these things. I'm going to move the camera up. Oh, you also need a can of Pour 15, and you're going to need a can of Cold Gal, but we'll show you that in a little bit. I'm just tacking both sides here. Okay, Once we have both sides tacked, we remove the magnets, and I'm going to recheck my level. Good. 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 So people, I'd like to take a picture. Showing the level. And now I'm going to finish the weld. Maybe no more talking. Alright people, apologies, I got a phone call. So once you get this going, let me pick this up. You're going to want to recheck your level, right? It's very important. As you weld, you can potentially warp everything. So while this is scalding hot, I'm going to move this up. Whew, she's hot. Where's my other glove, people? Oh, there it is. Alright, so we move this nut back up and we inspect our weld. Weld looks good, just a little bit more cleaning. Alright, now what I have to do is spray this. I'll just show when I'm done, because I can't do all this right now. I do have a little mobile spray booth. Where are you? Yeah, we'll just do it right here. It smells so bad. This is my little mobile spray booth, people. Stick that in there, move this, move this. Why do I do this hot? Because it bakes onto it, and I really like to get this portion is very, very crucial, right? We need to make sure that this never rusts. So, it's hot, and it's just smoking right on there. This is galvanization, right? We're cold. It's cold gal. I also should mention that when I choose my metal, I go for zinc. Right? That's very important. You want to have protection on your threads. Alright, so this will dry in like 2 seconds. It's already dried. Hence, I normally do this outside. This is pour 15. Pour 15 is insane. Okay. It's rubber. And it allows nothing to come through it. Again, if you do it hot, it'll bake on. I'll probably wind up touching this piece up a few times. I like to do a few of the bottom threads to protect those. But this is what happens. It just starts bubbling up on you. It's really important that you do this while it's hot. Alright. Now, what I can do, this is sort of my little thing I do here, is I take the old one, my tester, so this dries without being touched. Thread this down to here, and I'll put this in here like so, and this will now dry up pretty good. I do see some spots I have to hit again. Oh, I hate filming. I gotta take these dumb gloves off. There we go. So, Like I said, I'll wind up touching this up 50 times. Has to go out good. Stick it in there. Here's what we're wound up with. I'm just going to put it on the floor for now, so it dries proper. All right, now let's put the other one together. So now we're going to make the second side. Again, it's the exact same process. I like to keep flats to flat. 1 inch. A little bit more. And then points. Good. Good. What do we do now? Take the paint pen. Good. Now the magnets. Good. Heat the metal up so we don't warp. Should be another 15 minutes or so there. Oh. Watch that. Okay. All right, so that's warmed up. Get the thing on. My eyes are so sensitive that I still also wear sunglasses underneath my welding helmet. The garage door is open, people, just so you know. Take this, trim this down. A little more tip gel. And again, we're just tacking it. All right, now, again, very important. We're gonna remove the magnet. It's just tacked on. Worst case scenario, I could always pull that off. Good. One more. It's always kind of important to constantly check this. You don't want it tilting. Good. Alright, now we make sure we're not on fire. Actually set this garage. A little fire in here once. It's not fun. Okay. Take my chip hammer. I like to get a little bit of that slack off. Slag, I should say. I got to invent this little table thing that spins so I can get a fluid weld versus having to turn it every time you start and restart. Okay. Alright, again, I like to check my level, make sure everything's good. I don't know if that's focusing in on there. That's fine. Weld to me looks good. We got penetration underneath. Now I gotta get it painted. So how do I paint this side? I take my trusty sample here, which, by the way, was one of my, actually the first one that I made to get it going. And now I take my spray box. Holding my breath. Okay. I would never normally paint this inside, but figured I'd get you guys a video on these. Alright, now while boiling hot, the rubberized coating. Depending on how you install it, this should be the top. You could, in theory, make it the bottom if you wanted, but I think it's much easier to make that the top. Alright. So this needs to cook now for a minute. We'll let that dry. I'm actually going to move this one to right here, let it dry up here. And I'm going to grab the bottom, let that dry right there. Put away the spray booth. So that's it, guys. I mean, they're pretty simple to make, right? But you kind of want to have a little bit of skill. Obviously, this is holding up your boat. And you kind of really need good machines. I wouldn't make this with like a little Harbor Freight welder. There's a couple reasons behind that. I actually have a Harbor Freight welder, and I adore it. I think it's amazing. It's just you're not going to get the heat you need to burn through the metal, right? You need to get penetration that you see, not just a weld. You need to get that heat underneath so it actually, you know, welds. And having a cheap little Harbor Freight unit is not going to get you the penetration that we really need, right? Because we're using 1/4 for the bottom, 1/4 inch, and then the bolts are pretty hefty, but you need to have the right machine to do it. If you want to build one, you can always reach out and talk to me. I will gladly, you know, I have no problem talking to anybody about any of this stuff, because I'm sort of just a geek that geeks out on these things. Can I even see me? There we go. But yeah, we can walk you through it. I will say, once you paint them, let them sit for at least an hour or two. The stuff cures pretty good once it's hot, right? That's sort of clutch. And then after you're done with that, look around it. You got one shot to make sure that there's no bare metal. Speaking of which, if you buy one from me and there's bare metal, you should not, if it, you know, gets chipped during shipping, you get anything, even if you're using Rust-Oleum, you gotta cover that. You don't want that stuff sitting in water, right? We want to keep it well, it's got to be rust proof, people. So that's sort of important. Yeah, that's it. So this is my whole little kit here, and like I said, I pump these out all the time. I sell them online for $200. You can get them through pussfoot.com. It's the only way to get them, for me anyhow. I'm sure some other people will probably start making these, but get them from whoever you want, but keep your boats alive. You know, that's sort of important. We don't want to see these things just dying out. Anyway, I got some cleaning up to do now. I have to vacuum up the floor from the soil. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this. I promise you we're getting back to real content here soon, although I think this is sort of a clutch one. I know I got made fun of for saying clutch. I think this is a very important video for you guys. Anyhow, if you don't mind, please hit that like and subscribe, and yeah, hit me up if you have any questions. I always answer. Cheers.